San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals are looking to go into the 2025 offseason with the victory, as both teams have now been eliminated from the playoffs. My name is Tyler, here with my brother Ryan, and we're going to break down this Week 18 matchup and what you should expect between both the San Francisco 49ers and Arizona Cardinals in the 2025 offseason. But before we get into that, if you like the work that we provide and want to help out the Tracy Take, hit that subscribe button and tackle that bell to get notified when new videos come out. Leave a like and a comment. Let us know what you would like both of your teams to do, both the Cardinals and 49ers, to do this offseason. And Ryan, as I said, this game doesn't mean anything, I think, outside of pride and also just kind of draft pick status. San Francisco 49ers just lost on Monday Night Football. And potentially, too, going to have to be curious to see what happens with Brock Purdy as well. He left the game very late with what looked like a weird elbow injury, like almost like a very severe funny bone. That's kind of what it looked like to me.
He said in the post-game press conference, "It felt like my arm was on fire." So I don't know what that means, but
It did look
sounds
like
painful.
it looked like when he got hit, it looked like it was like a straight crown, like to this part
Yeah.
of the elbow, which that we've all had the funny bones symptom, which it's not so funny at all. It's actually really tingling uh, and not fun. That has to be, if that is what it is, that sounds painful. So, but I have to monitor his status. It sounds like then if that is the case, he'll be good to go, or maybe they'll rest him just because. But he's going to be a big talk this offseason. When do they pay Brock Purdy? Do they pay? Do they pay Brock Purdy and how much? And I think another thing to talk about with the offseason as well in this Cardinals team is there is, I think, a lot of positives Cardinals fans should be taking after the season. They had opportunities late in the season to play in the postseason, obviously fell just short, but Kyler Murray is playing good football. James Conner in this running game is solid as well, and can keep building off that. Defense improved marginally, still not great. Still want to address those areas of need, which I think you guys will be able to, especially in this draft class. But I also think, too, one thing we're going to want to see this offseason is that connection with Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. to just keep on evolving. We saw it as well in this Los Angeles Rams game. They were connecting a lot more. And that I think is going to be something. If that connection can get just as powerful as the Kyler Murray Trey McBride connection, this offense could go to the next level because I think they could be one of the best rushing teams and passing teams in the league.
Yeah, I mean, especially too, you look at just the progress that they've made going from a team picking 4th overall to where they are now. It's You're not gonna get there in a year, and so I think just continuing to add talent, build upon past connections, and keep adding weapons. I think this Cardinals team should be really good. The or should be really good probably next year. Honestly, like they should be above 500 and in a wild card spot if this trajectory kind of continues. But honestly, my favorite thing about this team right now is Jonathan Gannon just gets them playing so hard, and I think that's why they are a better running offense. Is just because they come out and they like are just playing harder than other teams. It feels like sometimes James Conner has a really high motor. He's breaking tackles, getting a lot of yards after contact. This offensive line is opening up holes, and so like they've done a really good job, just kind of adding talent to what was a pretty barren roster at one point. So
Mm-hmm.
I think this Cardinals team is looking really good, and on the 49ers side of things, they still have a lot of talent. This is still a really well coached team. I think a lot of the rumors about Kyle Shanahan being moved on from are kind of crazy. Um,
Nah.
this
If
just
you go
wasn't.
look at his time in San Francisco, the two seasons that he hasn't done well in that I can think of outside of maybe the first season, which I'm not remembering, but the COVID year, which was injury
Yeah,
riddled and also COVID riddled as well. I think they were the team with the most COVID sit outs,
yeah,
if I'm remembering correctly. And then this year as well, you have Christian McCaffrey for 3 games in the middle of the season. You lose Brandon Ayuk. Trent Williams has been battling injuries, and also him as well. Then too, I know Travarius Ward had several off the field issue things that were also that they were dealing with, and I hope that they're doing okay. But that just has a big toll, I think, on the entire performance for them, and maybe even the locker room
yeah,
as well. So I I just think it's just there needs to be losers in a game, and I think it was this year. It was the 49ers time,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it might benefit them next year. They're gonna, I guess, depending on the outcome of this game, uh, they could be the fourth ranked NFC West team, so they will have a much easier schedule because they'll be playing other fourth
Yeah.
ranked teams when they do cross conference and cross division matchups. So that could only help. That could potentially only help this team next year.
Yeah, and I think you look, Brandon Ayuk should come back healthy. They will have some cap situations. Like it looks like they may have to move on from Debo or George Kittle, uh, and
Probably Debo. I would think Debo.
probably Debo. I agree with that. But like it's just NFL business side of things that like are going to have to go on this offseason. But I feel like they should come back and be the 49ers team that we all thought that they would have been this year. So it's like you said, everyone has to lose this year, and it just was their turn to, I guess, be the loser in the majority of the game. So
Yeah.
uh let's go ahead and get a predictions here. I will throw it over to you. I am behind in our season long competition, so whatever you pick, I will probably just pick the opposite. But Tyler, who do you have coming out ahead in this matchup?
So I've just been a fan of this Cardinals team. Not saying I haven't been a fan of the 49ers team, but I am a Falcons fan, and Kyle Shanahan cost us the Super Bowl. Not like I still hold that against him. But anyways, I've just been a fan of this Cardinals team and the way that they play. I think the effort that they put into each game, because I think they've been at the bottom. They know what it's like, and now like they're seeing themselves work their way back up. This game kind of feels a little bit similar to Detroit in 2022 when they knocked off Green Bay. Obviously, doesn't have the implications here, but I think that they could have this could be a big staple win going into the 2025 season for this team. Like, hey, we beat San Francisco twice this year, and this has been the team that's been dominating our division. Now we beat them twice. I think they go in. I think once again, Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr. continue to keep working on that connection. Trey McBride catches another touchdown. I'm predicting that here now. I wouldn't be surprised if James Conner doesn't go just because he's been battling some injuries since week 16 and didn't really do. He was dressed, but didn't really go for the week
Yeah.
17 game. And so, which was disappointment to all fantasy managers everywhere in championship week. But I think that the Cardinals are going to pull this one out here at home, go into the offseason on a high note. And then in the offseason, I think they're going to have a heavy focus on the defensive side of the ball, where they're going to be picking in the teens, and there's a lot of great defensive linemen, both defensive tackle and edge rushers, that I think that they could go get. I think Kenneth Grant would be great. I think a Nick Scorton would be great. Go get a James Pierce Jr., maybe Jalen Walker, a guy that's very gadgety. You can move him all around. I think that could be very interesting. I believe they need a little bit of help in the secondary as well. So if they want to get like a Jahdae Barron, I think that would be very interesting. And for the Niners, I think pretty similar stuff. I think focusing on the defensive side of the ball to me,
Yeah.
they could maybe throw in some offensive line guys in there as well, like maybe Kelvin Banks or maybe a Josh Simmons from Ohio State if they want to address the offensive line. But I think the same type of defensive approach is going to be similar for the 49ers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 49ers. I do feel like talent on the roster, they still have a lot more talent on the roster. And I don't know, I just like them in this matchup. If Brock Purdy can go, I feel like this offense is starting to find a better rhythm. Ricky Pearsall starting to play well. Juwan Jennings, like you said, Debo, George Kittle, like they're all doing much better. So I'll go with the 49ers just so I can potentially get one back on you in our season long competition.
Sounds
So
good. Looking
let's go
forward to
ahead.
it.
Yep. Let's go ahead. Let's wrap this video up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. That is the best way to help out the channel. While you're down there, leave a comment on who you think is going to come out ahead. Will it be the San Francisco 49ers? Will it be the Arizona Cardinals? Other than that, we'll see you guys next time.